Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Happiness Discipline Podcast. I have Stacey Cooper here, and I am just so honored to have you as a guest, Stacey. She flew into Aspen late last night and made time to make this happen today. And it's because Stacey knows how to be successful. She knows how to be healthy. She knows how to be happy. That's why a lot of people are looking up to her. If you're not familiar with Stacey, in 2001, she won the world title for Miss Globe. She's been in the health and wellness space being model since she was 16 years old, I believe.
Yes.
And the most important accomplishment of all, I've had the pleasure of knowing Stacey pretty closely for a while, is that she's a mother of four, and she's a good mother. She's a grandmother, and she plays with her kids. She plays with her grandkids. They look up to her. Their relationship is really close. And I want to use this call as a way to look into the success. And when I say success, I don't mean, on the big stage. I mean, you're a happy, healthy person, again, being able to play with your grandkids, being able to whoop my butt in tennis last month. Those are amazing things that you should be proud of. It's why all these Victoria's Secret models are looking up to you and asking you, how can I be happy, healthy, cognitively sharp, have a good family life while we're going through the chaos in life? So I'm just honored to have you and dive in, Stacey, because it's been just a pleasure getting to know you. And I want to start off with a fun question I like to ask people. And it's, when do you feel the happiest?
Oh, that's very simple. I feel the happiest when the people around me are happy. So I like to make sure everybody's good. Obviously, that starts with yourself. So you have to find your own happiness, your own, inner strength, inner peace. And that comes with all the wellness stuff and being a good person and being kind. But once you're good and centered with yourself, for me, happiness is having everyone around me be happy.
That's beautiful. And I guess that also means being around other people too.
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. That's literally one of my favorite things in the world. I find that one of my strengths is being able to identify how I can help. One of my favorite sayings in the world, maybe it is my favorite, is we rise by lifting others. And I believe that's so true. If everybody could just be a little kind, think about a little more way how they could help others. Can you imagine if everybody just did that a little bit, how the world would be?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Something that's coming to my mind is, people say you're the summation of the 5 people that you spend the most time around.
Mm-hmm.
How critically do you look at the people you spend your time around and try to be around supportive, positive people?
Well, I mean, the people I'm around the most are my children, obviously. So they just come along with the program. And I help to develop them and their inner strengths and their inner happiness, because that is the most important thing from a very young age. And I love that the internet is actually sharing that with people now, the information on how to raise, self-aware and self-loving children. It's very important. But as they become adults, then they become your friends. So you have a lot in common with people that are, again, I'll say it, that are kind, that are giving. And that's where happiness comes. The people that I do business with they come from my gut. I actually spoke about that recently, that your gut is that inner feeling. Trust it. That is your center. And you never will be wrong if you really listen to your gut. Slow down, take a deep breath. Mindfulness helps with that. But the people that you surround yourself with, I think a lot of it comes from gut. You just know. And you can feel good people and bad people. And then there are some people that, just need a little extra help. And I don't know. Anyway, I love everybody that I'm surrounded with. I feel very blessed.
Yeah.
My girlfriends, you. I mean, how did we meet? It's amazing.
Yeah. You do kind of attract people on the same frequency.
Yeah.
I think people might like breeze over those two main points you made of surround yourself with good people. I think I hear a lot of people feel like they're the victim of their own circumstance, but ultimately you get to choose who you spend your time with.
Every day.
Yeah, even if they do happen to be, family, friends, neighbors. But then the trust your gut thing. Talk to me about that, because it sounds like you almost have like a little process, whether you know it or not. You're like, slow down, take a breath, feel into your body. Is that something that you find yourself doing with big decisions?
Yes. So many, many, many years ago, I did a program with John Kabat-Zinn, who's the
Not that
grandfather
many
of
years ago.
mindfulness. Oh, it was at least 15 years ago in New York. There was I was recommended to meet and do this program and get certified with John Kabat-Zinn. We did it on the Upper West Side in the back of some church. And I had no idea what I was doing, but it was life-changing. So I really highly recommend anybody to look into his mindfulness. He coined that phrase. But if you really, look inside, and everyone has it, it's just a lot of us are so busy. We have busy minds and we're not listening deeply. But if you actually go within, take a deep breath and be a little bit mindful, you will hear that voice, and that is your gut. And you can never go wrong with your gut.
Yeah.
We
I have,
ignore it a lot, Sean. We
yeah,
do. We ignore the
yeah,
gut a lot, but we hear it, and a lot of times we're like, "Oh," but you're born with gut, with
yeah,
instincts. Yeah,
yeah. You're spot on. My life coach actually challenged me for 2025 to learn the language of the body more. And, I'm type A, entrepreneurial, multiple businesses. I like to just think through things. And he was like, actually, sometimes like you can just feel through things, and it's a lot less effort. And once you get good at it, like it's just like thinking, you can get,
yeah. You
you get
train it.
familiar with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's got it. It's instinct. I mean, we're born with instinct. It's just that, we're so full of noise and doing and going and people that a lot of times you don't, as what you
Yeah.
just said, fine tune it. So that would be a great thing for 2026 to like help people to fine tune their instinct, their gut.
Yeah. Well, let's keep diving into it. Like for me, it's literally feeling the body. I had an opportunity to go on a really awesome trip that it was with entrepreneurs. It was very expensive, but I got just an opportunity to go with, and I was kind of torn because there was a lot of things at home that I was trying to focus on, and the more I couldn't think my way through it because like the pros and cons list didn't work. You know what I mean? It was like there's so much to each side. And then I don't know, the trip felt like very, very like my body felt tight, like viscerally. You know what I mean? Like I felt
Yeah.
a resisting energy. So I went with that and just was like, no. And long story short, it ended up being what I need to focus on. My home life ended up being very, very successful and enjoyable. And it was just like you start to pick up patterns of when that works, and like you see the synchronicities and all that.
Yeah. So that you did it. See?
Yeah.
So just keep doing that, because you can
Yeah.
never go wrong with it, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So there's an angle that I want to dig into. You've had a very exciting life. I don't like to say good, bad. I think there's a judgment there. You've had a very exciting life. You've traveled the world more than more than most. You've been to some of the biggest events, sat in all the rooms that people want to sit in, had the success, been on the stages, on the commercials. For the normal person, and I'm saying normal, people that are living a more traditional lifestyle, working a 9 to 5
Traditional.
job. I
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good.
Traditional. Um, do you have any perspective to share with them? Like, do you feel like you are a happier person because you got to be on those stages and things? Or was that more like a fun experience, but it didn't like make the root of you happier? And more
Right.
peaceful.
So, okay, I am so glad you asked this question. I had no idea you were going to, and I knew at some point that I would actually speak about this. But I have been able to live around the world, and I did all of these amazing things, like you said. And what it did was bring me back to the center of what's important. Okay, so now I've done it all, and but what's important is the simplicity of raising children properly, being a family person, having a community around you. I believe that having a community anywhere in this country, even if you grow up, stay in the same town, raise kids there, grow old there. I mean, we're seeing so much studies now about the longevity of humans, and the number one thing is community. So as much as I've traveled around the world and I've collected incredible friends and lifelong friends, having community around you, having that family center is really where it's at. So everybody that's thinking that life is better here and better there, and I haven't done this and I haven't done that, the real secret is the simplicity of creating your own lifelong community, which is, your parents, your grandparents, then becoming a parent, having your community come to your celebrations and raising kids in school. Like I was so blessed to raise my children with 9 cousins. So my sister, my brother, and I, as much as I traveled the world and did all of these things that you're talking about, I would come home to this small town. We had 9 kids in one school. So we went, my parents went to all the sports events, and it was just incredible. I didn't realize how important that was. But in a nutshell, I think that people that are living a traditional life embrace that and be grateful for it, because that is what it's about. The real American dream is getting that house, growing up in your community, in your town, and developing your world around that community. You're known, your reputation is there, you have generations there. I mean, you could travel around, but again, I will say, and our good friend Dan Buettner talks about it with the Blue Zones. Community is number one in longevity.
Yeah.
So stop looking. There's no, like what Dorothy said, there's no place like home. It's true. It's really true.
I think stop looking, right? That should be your tagline for 2026, because I see that and now what's funny is you still live that life, right? And
Yes.
this is something, 31-year-old, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I do have lots of ambitions in business and stuff, but what I'm really practicing is staying emotionally detached from them, meaning like they're fun to do. Like, I don't think you would take back any of the modeling shoots in the south of France that you did or whatever, but it's like, that's not the core, right? Like that's like a fun experience.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
No, that's part of the experience of life. And, hopefully as people grow, they can afford to travel and stuff like that. But again, I will really reiterate that community, like, stop looking, be a Dorothy. There's no place like home. Yeah.
I see it with my mom, I think the community in my mom's life has been, so my mom was living, where we had 100 friends in the neighborhood. We had 2 boys. We played sports. Like every day we were eating dinner at another family's house or a friend's house. And it's amazing, right?
That's the best.
Then I have a soft spot for it, because in the last 5-10 years, right? Like me and my brother, right? We're in our early 30s. So we're kind of doing our thing. We lost both of her parents, unfortunately. And then she moved to a very rural area, which I love the peace of that, but much less community. She doesn't know anyone there. And she is starting to go to a yoga class every day. And she's now starting to build that community. And we're even talking about that, like, she's like, would you think it would be weird if I like hosted like a little holiday party at my house for them? And I see that it like lightens up like everything, like even she now goes to a different little market in her neighborhood because she knows the owner, and she like sees him. And it's like, I see like her energy is lifting, and it's helping her health, her business, like, everything. And, it's cool to see that going on and hear it from you because I'm just connecting those dots.
There you go. See, people thrive with that, and your
Yeah.
mom's reaching out and she's finding it. That's the
Yeah.
thing, the
Hmm.
human condition is really incredible, isn't it? Like we really,
Yeah.
we seek out what we need. And those are, again, our
Mm.
instincts.
Follow the gut. Yeah.
Follow the
All
gut.
right. I want to talk about fitness, health, and we'll throw athletics in there. If anyone
Okay.
doesn't know, Stacey's a good athlete. Good, she's skiing right now on Aspen. Like I said, she beat me in tennis, which was a nice humbling thing. But I got the itch to play paddle sports now.
We're going to
um,
do it, Sean.
yeah, that's
You
gonna be the
got good
sport for
even in the
2026.
times that we were playing. You're an athlete, so you'll pick it up.
Well, how important do you think health and fitness is related to happiness? Because I personally relate them a lot. I don't know that everybody does. So I'm curious how important you think health and fitness is to happiness.
Okay, so I'm going to give you that. It is imperative. I mean, especially when you're going through hard times. I think that everybody should have some kind of routine, some kind of way to sweat. I mean, people would be off of Prozac and all those things that everybody's taking, and they're talking about, I'm depressed and I'm this and I'm that. If you got out there and just got your endorphins going, it would change all of that. So I think it's probably number 1 or 2 on the list of things to do. I think if everybody would stretch their body, move their body every day, and get their heart rate up, even if it's for 15, 20 minutes, but really get your heart rate up. Like a little routine of anything is life changing. It's life changing for your body. It's life changing for your
Mm,
mind, and it's life changing for your community around you because you're a happier person. It gives you more confidence. It's so on point. I can't even say enough about
yeah.
how important it is to get a good sweat.
Yeah.
Especially like if life is an ebb and flow, and so you have ups and downs. And for the down moments, that's when you should dig in even harder to a good sweat.
Mm. It sounds like obviously you built habits around this.
Oh yes. I
Yeah,
think
because
everybody should. I would love to be part of helping people understand more that they don't have time. Oh yes. It should be your number one time. Really, honestly, I can't say enough about it. It has saved me in
yeah,
so many times of my life because when you build healthy habits, everything else is cake. Really. You can
yeah,
handle all the other things much easier.
yeah. Um, I know we were talking about habits before this call, and that you said like success and happiness is a habit. Yeah, that's my hat that I wear
I
on these
love
shows,
it.
Beast of Habit. Well, it's just funny. I'll tell you. So, I'm actually in New York visiting my brother, and my brother, he's part of this big band. They're across the country, and they have like a holiday party. So my habit is 8:30 go to bed, 4:30 rise. I have hours before everyone else is up where I'm, meditating, journaling, goal setting, exercising, making breakfast. And last night he goes, "Do you want to go to this holiday party?" And I was like, "Man, it started at my bedtime, right?" And I was like, "All right." I was like, "I'll go."
When in
And,
Rome.
yeah, right. When in
When
Rome, I
in
was like, "I'll
Rome.
go. It'll be fun." And I know half the gang too. Um, and it was something as little as, there was pizza there. I'm up late trying to stay awake. I was like, I'll eat. I don't. First of all, I don't think there's anything wrong with, what I would say like a cheat meal. I mean, I've been eating clean for months. I could have some slices of pizza, but I ate it, and then afterwards, I literally like felt more sluggish, and I noticed that I woke up and I felt a little more sluggish, and I felt a little, and then until my workout was complete this morning is when I feel like I got my energies back. And the point that I was making is like, I think we need to find our habits that make us feel good
Yeah.
and just become slaves to those awesome habits, because I broke my habit of eating well. And yeah, the pizza tasted good, but the pizza tasted good for 7 minutes while I was eating it. And then I felt more sluggish for like a 16, 18 hour period.
Yeah,
And
it's
just
just
made
not
me
worth it.
realize like, it really isn't.
But you know what you think of, what I think of sometimes is so many people, like they don't work out, they don't eat healthy, and they just don't know what it feels like to feel great. I would
Mm,
love to help people learn how much better they can feel, how much better they can move mentally and physically. I mean, let me ask you a question. Have you ever gone into a gym, and we've gone in many times where we didn't want to go. Have you ever come out of a gym without a smile?
honestly, never. And I
Me
was thinking
too.
about that the other day. Ever. It's the
Ever,
same. Do you ever
ever.
do cold plunges?
Yeah, I
Well,
do cold plunges. Like if I do a tennis tournament, I'll go in
yeah,
for my, but you know what? That's a little controversial now, especially for women. We have
yeah,
to be a little bit more gentle on our bodies. And I think that is, it's an extreme.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I've done them.
Well, whether they're good or bad, like when you get out, I have a similar feeling. Sauna, cold plunge,
Yeah.
workout, time outside. I like those. Like my obsession right now is pattern recognition. So
Mhm.
I was reading this book about like habits, and this is not like a gimmick to habits. This is a book that was like, if you really want to build habits, you need to learn how to recognize patterns, and you just look at what you do and how you feel. And he was like, this is the key to life. Like every day, how do you feel about your business or your career? 1 to 10. And then just a little sentence or two about what you've been doing. Same about your energy, same about your health, same about your mind. Literally just 1 to 10. It's not based on anything. Just write a number. And I started writing everything I did in the day and then just 1 to 10, how my energy felt. Right. And you could do that at the end of the day in 3 minutes. So,
That's your drishti. That's
it
your
just,
center. It is. That's
yeah.
how you learn it, what you're doing. So you see, you're doing it innately.
Yeah. Dristi. That's a yoga word, right?
Yeah, your center.
Sanskrit. Yeah. And I think like if people, like what you're saying is like people don't realize like, oh, I'm eating this and then I feel bad because they're just not looking at the pattern. I wish there
No, a
was a way
lot
to
of
make
people
people
do
feel
that.
better.
Well, so I think we have to start with the younger generation. Yeah,
Mm,
we definitely have to because we, that's how you build the habits that you're talking about. I remember
yeah.
I was trying to implement a program through the science department at my children's elementary school, and they were all for it. I was, like I put a lot of my effort into the schools when I had children there because, I wanted to be with my kids all the time. And so we were developing a farm, and that we were going to put it in the science department. And then as things harvested, you would say like, Mrs. Smith's green beans are being served in the cafe. And then, the kids feel so like self-respecting that, they harvested those, that they
Yeah.
grew those. And so anyway, it was a great program. And then 9/11 came. And so then it became
Mm,
like too dangerous to have open food and everything. But I still think that would be a great program to put nationally, where kids are harvesting their own fruits and vegetables in the schools, and then put that in the
exactly.
cafeteria. Because if you see what they serve in the cafeterias at school, and then nobody watches if the kids are even eating, and a lot of times they don't even eat.
Yeah.
So my mom taught me something that to this day I think is the best, is to give your kids dinner when they get home from school, and then you give them the snack at night, because they come home starving. So whatever you put in
Wow.
front of them, they eat. I know. Do you believe that? My mom taught me that years ago. And it's literally one of the best life children hacks of all time, because you know how hungry you come. So instead of giving them the snack because dinner's later, no, give them their meal, whatever it is, because you're in charge of that. So
Yeah.
you give them a really good, healthy
That's a
meal.
that's a good one. And you're not eating so much so close to bedtime. Wow. I really like that.
Yeah, I did it for my whole kids' childhood, and now they do it with their kids. The kids come home from school and they have that amazing, healthy, wholesome meal. And then later on, they have, whatever snacks that they want. I don't know, cheese plate or fruits and veggies, whatever. We're very conscious about what we bring into the house and what our children eat. That's
Yeah.
something that my mom gave to us, I gave to my kids, and they have given it. It's again, what did you say before? Habits,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. It's just
because
a
if
habit
it's
of,
in the house, they'll eat it. And
yeah,
I just don't bring anything boxed into my home.
I love that. I love that. Well, Stacey, before we wrap up, I want to ask you a couple quick questions here. So,
Okay.
I'm just going to ask things in just a sentence of just, or a word or a sentence of what comes to your mind. All right.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. What's your favorite meal to eat?
Uh, anything whole foods. Recently, I chase protein. I love protein. I work out a lot on weights. And as women mature, we are needing more and more protein to keep the muscles. So now I've been using 2 eggs. I saute some spinach, onion, 2 eggs, and some cottage cheese. So it's like double protein.
Yeah.
Nothing else in there. The onion gives it tons of flavor. And sometimes I put it on a corn tortilla with some hot sauce. Sean, I'm going to make it for you. It's
Good.
unbelievably delicious.
I
So,
love it. I love
yeah.
it.
So
Um,
my go-tos are just a protein and a vegetable, whatever that might be.
all right. What's one thing you're going to do today that you know you're going to walk away smiling from?
Everything. I'm I'm not kidding you. I'm in such a beautiful time of my life right now. So I don't think there's anything I could do today that would not keep a smile on my face. I'm really happy right now.
I'm happy for you. I feel it. I feel it through the call.
Thank you.
Um, what are you going to do for fitness today?
Fitness. We'll probably do a hike. They have great hiking here. I'm going to go get new boots. So I'm not sure that we'll get on the mountain for skiing, but for sure we'll do a hike, definitely stretching. That's something I would love to talk with you another time about, stretching as we mature. Oh my
Mm,
gosh, it's changed my life. I'm more limber now with this stretch coach that I found, and not a stretch coach where they, just do like serious. I'd love to actually create a program on it because I'm as tall as I've ever been, and I can do splits now, and I couldn't do a split when I was 14 to make the high school cheerleading squad. So now I'm going back to high school. No, I'm kidding.
yeah.
But I am more limber now. And so, like, as you saw on the tennis court, it's so good for agility and leaping and sprinting. And
Mm,
yeah, so I will definitely stretch.
yeah. Good. Well, what I feel from you more than anything is vitality, right? I think at different people's points in their career, their life, anything like that, some people think they're supposed to follow a certain pattern of like, like there's a certain time to stop learning new skills or starting new ventures or meeting new people. And that's something that I just wanted to tell you. It's a lesson that you've taught me over and over from our phone calls, our work together, spending time in person, is that you've had a career and you're still looking at, okay, now how do I take that and do something else? And you have a great community and you're still looking to meet new people in your personal life, in your business. You have like a fitness and health, and athletic background, but you're still looking to, get better. And I could tell that you're doing it for the process, not for some outcome. So the biggest thing
No,
that
the
I've
process
learned,
is the outcome. I
yeah,
have a friend that tells me that all the time, but it's true. The process of life is really what it's all about. That don't look for an outcome. The goal
mm,
is to just keep going, you
yeah.
know, enjoy the process.
That's what we'll wrap up on because that brings us full circle to talk about what we spoke about in the beginning of, stop looking, right?
Yes.
Happiness is right here with you.
Remember when we were on the tennis court? Tell me how
Yeah,
much happier when we were when we got off. It was like such a fun hour.
totally. Totally. And, it felt like it's like a memory that was like, felt like a day's worth of a memory and it was 60 minutes. I
And
think
you're
that's
looking
important too.
forward to more, I hope.
I am.
I can't wait. All right, we'll do that again.
Yeah. Awesome. Stacey, thank you so much for making the time today.
Thanks, Sean. Speak soon.